What's up, guys? We are back. UFC Houston, Strickland versus Fluffy Hernandez. I'm your host, Picks by Pegasus. I'm here with Dravy and the one and only Narco First-time guest. Welcome to the show, my man.
Thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it. Yeah, good. Actually, a pretty good fight night card, I think, in Houston. Good main event. A couple of other good matchups, in my opinion. But people are going to complain on Twitter per usual. But for me, every week is a good week if we have UFC.
Yeah, I feel like they're so boring when it doesn't have we're without UFC. It's just a sad week. It's nothing to do, nothing to pay attention to during the week, and then on Saturdays it's always a boring Saturday night. But yeah, Drav, what are you thinking here? What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's a good card as well. At first, before taping it, I was not a fan of the card in general. Not too many spots sticking out pre-tape, but after looking more into it, I think it's a pretty good card, honestly. And there's some good fights, some violent fight as well, I do think. So yeah, there's some good betting angle. So we're gonna talk about it.
Yeah. All right. Listen, I'm gonna get you guys the rap song from Bufo. We got it. I just gotta clip it up and make it. I'll do it for 326. Champ, thanks for joining us. That's what we got going on here. Let's see. The GOAT Narco, of course. Jackson, thanks for joining us. I'm going to tell you why I like Judice at minus 800 here in a second. All right.
Classic.
Yep. Love it. Okay. First fight of the night we have is Carly Judice versus Juliana Miller. Juliana Miller is sitting at, I don't even have the odds pulled up. So in a second. Juliana Miller sitting at plus 550 to plus 575. Judice sitting anywhere from minus 750 to minus 800. Yeah, I'll go first. I mean, Juliana Miller, pretty low IQ, 4-3, very hittable, grappling dependent. Carly Judice, better athlete, more speed, very vicious, really good striking. Should be pretty straightforward. I think Carly Judice, a lot of people are banking on like round 2, round 3 finish for Judice, but I think she can get it done in round 1, to be honest. I think she's going to beat her up pretty bad. Narco, how do you think this goes? I saw you posted the video of Juliana Miller saying, like, why am I plus 600? There's no respect here. What do you think's going on?
Yeah, it was pretty funny because that video like blew up, dude. Like it was crazy. But I mean, I don't have much to say about this fight. I just don't think Miller's UFC level at all. I don't even think she can beat a lot of the regional girls, to be honest. Like her striking has not improved whatsoever. Her grappling, her wrestling is not very good. I mean, her jiu-jitsu is good. I mean, it's fine. But she's not physical. I just think Carly is really improving her takedown defense. She's just improving overall. And the striking is like night and day, dude. Like it's like Miller just got knocked out by Luana Santos, who is not a good striker whatsoever. So I think she's gonna have a lot of problems with Carly Judice, and I think it could be any round, but I do think she's gonna get finished.
Drav, you're usually pretty good at picking props and rounds. What do you think here?
Yeah, I do agree with you, Pei. I think this one is tricky because it can be in any round. I wouldn't be picking round 2, 3 because we've seen Luana Santos knock this girl out in round 1, just terrible striking defense on the Miller side. And I think Judice is actually very good. Her striking is so fun to watch. She's very dangerous. She's very fast, throw a lot of volume, good cardio, and good takedown defense in general. So, yeah, I think Miller needs a submission here to win. I don't think it's likely she gets it. I don't think it's likely she gets the fight to the ground either. And if she does not, she's going to get fucked up on the feet. Let's just put it that way. So, yeah, I think it's Judice. And personally, I think she's going to get her in round 1, head kick.
All right, round 1. He agrees with me. Liam, what's happening, brother? Thanks for joining us tonight.
What's up, Liam?
Play violence, champ. What if fight doesn't go? What are the odds of that? I thought her KO prop opened like minus 110, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. I was talking with Narco about this. Like, we're talking about, maybe we get a decent price on the KO, but I think the KO opened like minus 140 or something. So the under 2.5 is minus 175. So it doesn't go, it's minus 210. Like, it's ugly. The KO now is minus 160 on Bet Online. So maybe you get like minus 130 on FanDuel, but even then, like you can play that, honestly. But yeah,
I don't know.
It should cash.
Rushing to bet a chalked under in a women's fight is you lose that bet, you got to close up shop. I think we'll still lose that bet.
Who's the pimp?
Welcome back, pimp. I think he's talking about Liam. I think Liam's back. I haven't heard from Liam in a bit either. All right, next fight here. We got the Monkey King, Jordan Levitt versus Yadier DelValle, the Cuban Problem. Odds in these two gentlemen. You can get Yadier DelValle at -400. You get Jordan Levitt plus 330. Narco, I'll have you go first. Do you think this line is a little bit wide at plus 330? And obviously, elephant in the room, Yadier last fight with the whole betting scandal thing. Do you think he deserves -400 here?
Yeah, I actually do, honestly. Pre-tape, I didn't think so. I'm like, I'm probably going to bet Levitt here pre-tape. And then, I listened to Levitt's interview. He's moving down to featherweight from lightweight. His reasoning is because he has too many friends at lightweight, which is like the dumbest thing I've ever heard. So he's moving down to featherweight. The guy already has very questionable cardio to begin with. And now he has to cut 10 more pounds. Now, does that mean he's going to do more cardio? He's going to do more running to cut? I don't know. Maybe it helps him. I kind of think it's not going to help him. But either way, like, I get the thing that everybody's talking about, DelValle, that fight might have been fixed, this and that. I want to make it clear that I don't think DelValle was involved with any of that. Like, if it was fixed, it was all on one side, right? Like, it was the one guy throwing the fight. It's not like DelValle is like, okay, yeah, let me do this to you, let me do that to you. I just think it was one-sided, whatever it was. But I want to throw that like fight out of the way because I do think there was kind of a work going on in that fight, so we can't really judge it correctly. But when you look at its history, I think the one thing that I don't like with DelValle is that fight IQ, sometimes he pulls that guillotine way too much. He relies on his guillotine. It's actually pretty good, to be honest. He has a good guillotine, but what ends up happening is he doesn't get it. You end up on your back, and now, you got a good jiu-jitsu guy like Levitt on top of you. I don't think that's very good for him in this fight. But to be fair to him, I haven't really seen him do it. Like in the Matthews fight, he didn't do it. Obviously, the last one we can't really make out. But I was impressed with him in the Monteiro fight, man. Like, yes, Monteiro maybe is not the best fighter, but the fucking guy is very tough. He hits hard, that Monteiro guy. I mean, the amount of punishment he took in that fight was crazy. And on top of it, in that fight, like if you see the amount of power strikes that DelValle threw for 3 rounds, it's fucking impressive. His cardio was impressive in that fight. So, yes, in the Alibi fight, he's kind of pulling guillotine a little bit way too much. There's other fights he's pulling guillotine a little bit too much. I will tell you, Levitt has stuck himself in guillotines a lot. He was in a mounted guillotine against I'm trying to figure out, it wasn't Pimblett, but it could have been Ogden. It was one of those guys. He was in a mounted guillotine. The guy puts himself into these guillotines a lot. I wouldn't be surprised if DelValle got him. But man, on the feet, it's fucking night and day. Like, DelValle hits hard. He's a good striker. Levitt is the complete opposite. He sucks on the feet. He doesn't have power. I think DelValle is better everywhere, honestly. Even the wrestling, like, Levitt has gotten takedowns, but against who? Like, Pimblett is a shit takedown defense. He doesn't have good takedown defense, Petty Pimblett, right? Chase Hooper doesn't have good takedown defense. I don't really count those takedowns against those guys. So I think DelValle is more physical, way better striker. I think he can match him in the jiu-jitsu. Yeah, I just think DelValle, he covers this price in my opinion. I think he's going to knock him out, to be honest. So
yeah, you broke it down perfectly. I don't disagree in any way. I think he's also a better athlete too. He's just a lot quicker. He's got him covered everywhere. I don't see how he loses this fight, to be honest. What do you think, Drav?
Yeah, my only thing with this fight that is kind of weird is, Levitt dropping down to 145. Maybe it's going to help his physicality for this matchup. That's the only thing. Like, if he gets on top, maybe he can win that way. But yeah, like Narco said, I don't really rate his wrestling either, but we've seen DelValle make bad decisions, jump the guillotine and stuff like that. So maybe he does that and Levitt's end up on top and win around that way. So that's a possibility. But yeah, on the feet, I think DelValle is just much better, more aggressive, hit harder. And yeah, he's actually improving. I know, his last 2-3 wins, not like the best, like the last win, like we said, kind of a fixed fight. So can't really count that. But the Marshall fight, you run through him. And even then, with Contender Series fights, like the pace, the pressure, the aggressivity, everything he showed in that fight. That guy didn't want to get finished at all, right? But he did everything he could to finish him. So is Levitt going to take all that damage? I don't think so, personally. But I think this fight's going to play on the ground a little bit more. And I think DelValle is going to take him down. And when he does, I think he's going to submit him. So, yeah, my only disagreement is I think the submissions will happen rather than the KO. But the thing with this here is it can be all three metas. Like if KO, submission, or decision, I favor DelValle in all three of them. So, yeah, I think he should be a big favorite here. And I think he's going to finish the fight.
Absolutely. I'm just sitting here working on it. We're having the same issue where the live show isn't showing up on Twitter. It was the Ogden fight.
That's what I thought too. Yeah. Thanks, Liam.
Levitt is super awkward on the feet. I really agree. Drav, if people want to know, are you on Ozempic? Are you losing weight?
No, I'm trying to gain weight.
You're looking skinny. It's never good. Victim weight. DelValle worked himself into a shoot. He beat Michael as well. Yeah, I mean, I think this one's pretty straightforward from this standpoint. Glenbot, thanks for joining us, bro. Guys, like, comment, and subscribe. As always, we appreciate you joining us. I'm going to get the tweet up shortly so you guys can see on YouTube for those people watching there. Next fight is JPL, Jean-Paul Lebaziani. Don't know that one. Phil Rowe, Fresh Prince. 11-6, 9-2. Odds on these two gentlemen: JPL is minus 205, Phil Rowe plus 175. Drav, Phil Rowe is your boy. You cashed on him last time. I mean, you think he's got a chance here, or does JPL find a finish?
Yeah, it was a legendary cash him in round 3 by knockout against Angelusa. It was a massive cash, but yeah, I play him again as an underdog against Co, and he got ragdoll. It was a terrible, terrible bet. Yeah, the thing with him is he's a lazy guy with bad takedown defense, and he played BJJ rather than trying to get back up, and he's very hittable in the feet. He can be hurt, but he's very tough. He's long for the weight class. He hit very hard. That right hand of his is a laser when he get hit down the pipe. And Jean-Paul, he has been knocked out before, so I think he's improving. I think he's the better fighter here. He's more likely to have grappling success. He's dangerous. He's improving. But yeah, Phil Rowe as an underdog, it's always like he's always an underdog, and he's gonna try to fight for your money sometimes when he's on the feet, at least, right? But he's just so frustrating to bet, man. He's so frustrating to bet on. If anything, if I were to bet Phil Rowe, I think I'd rather bet his round 2-3 knockout. I think that's probably how he wins. He's always a slow starter, drop round 1, and then in round 2 and 3, he has good cardio and he's trying to finish guys. So maybe he does that again here. Not sure, honestly. I don't think he's gonna do it. He's getting older. I feel like he's not really interested anymore. So yeah, I think that GPL, younger guy, improving with grappling upside, should win this fight. But yeah, I'm not sure about this line though.
Narco, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to play JPL, honestly. I was looking to put him maybe in a parlay, but I decided against it just because of a couple of reasons. Like UFC debut, he's facing a guy with a lot of experience, a guy that cracks pretty hard, on the feet. And JPL, the only reason why I mainly stayed away from this is the one fight against the guy that was a striker, the Victor QX guy. Like, for some reason, he made that fight a lot harder than it had to be. He just decided to strike with this guy for 15 minutes, and he got tagged a little in that fight. And it's like, bro, why didn't you take this guy's like a ultra white belt on the ground. You're a black belt. Why are you not taking this dude down? Bad fight IQ in that fight, like terrible fight IQ. So, like, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, he's really good on the ground when he wants to take the fight to the ground and play jiu-jitsu, but he just doesn't do it very often. And he's kind of fallen in love with his striking. I think his striking is okay. It's pretty good. I think his defensive striking is bad. Like, he doesn't move his head a lot. He gets hit pretty often in a lot of these fights. So that's the only concern. But man, Phil Rowe, dude, like, this guy is, he's on the brink of getting knocked out. Like every fucking fight, he's getting dropped, hurt. Eventually, you're gonna get knocked out, and because you're getting older, and this guy's been dropped a lot in the UFC. I think he's been dropped like 4 or 5 times already in the UFC, but he's never been knocked out. I think it's gonna happen sooner or later. And even in like that fight against Lusa where he won, I mean, he was losing the fight up until he finished Lusa. So, and I don't really rate Lusa. That's the thing. He's a gasser. I don't really rate. And I do think John Paul has good cardio, but again, UFC debut, adrenaline dumping, all that is a real thing. So I'm staying away from his side, but I do think he wins. I don't know how. Honestly, I really don't know how, because Phil Rowe can just like lay on his back for fucking 15 minutes and think he's like some jiu-jitsu ace when he's not. But yeah, I'm gonna go with John Paul here.
Yeah, and I think John Paul also, he likes that head kick. It's going to be harder to kick a guy who's so much taller than you, right? So that tool for him is not going to be there. I mean, it's a fight he should win. I think it's a good ruler or a test for him here, but I'm not rushing to pay minus 200 for a guy making his debut against a dog in Phil Rowe, who's gotten, these late finishes lately against, what was his name? Angelusa and guys like that. So I don't know. I don't really have interest here. So I guess, JPL decision's 3-1. That's not a bad way to look at it. Backpack round 2-3, short notice for Rowe as well. Phil Bro finish only plus 170. JPL decision and over. Let's see. Victim weight. Sorry, Droff. Rowe looked like he didn't care against Co. Hard to play someone like that. Yeah, I mean, we don't know where he's at. What's he, 2-3 in his last 5? So we kind of don't really know where the guy is. Next fight's a close one. It's Ramiz Brahimaj versus Punahele Soriano. Odds on these two gentlemen, you can get Brahimaj minus 120 to minus 130. You can get Punahele Soriano plus 105 to plus 110. I'm going to go first on this one. I have a bet on Brahimaj. First bet of the card for me. I like this line a lot here for him. The reason is because if this is a striking fight, I think Ramiz has improved his striking greatly over the past few years. We've seen it time and time again. His front choke series is some of the best in the game. His jiu-jitsu, he's a high-level decorated grappler, right? And now we're watching a guy in Punahele Soriano. Came into the UFC, he's a huge striker. He's a good wrestler. He's been using his takedowns lately, but he's got a big gas tank problem, especially rounds 2, late 2, early 3. And when he does shoot those takedowns late, he usually wins round 1, round 2, and then banks round 3. When he shoots those lazy takedowns, he leaves his neck pretty open. And I think if a guy like Ramiz gets him in that choke, it's going to be over here. This is kind of like one of those things like on the feet, how does it look? It probably does look 50-50 in my opinion. But if there is any grappling, I think it's Ramiz getting sweeps. I think it's Ramiz using a front choke. I like everything here. So both these guys running on 3-fight win streaks. Give me Brahimaj to take the win here. What do you think, Dravi?
Yeah, it's a tricky fight for me. Full disclosure, I've not taped this one yet. I have, things going on in my personal life this week, so I don't have as much time. So I didn't get this one yet. But yeah, it seems like a tricky fight because the line flipped. Brahimaj was a dog. And pre-tape, I had some interest because he's been on a run, good front choke, and Puna is kind of a dumbass, they just put it that way. Like, he put his head in a bad position. I've not taped it yet, but I remember him clearly against Veritechnikov putting his head in bad spot over and over again, getting tired and sloppy, right? You can't do that against Ramiz because he's gonna get you, right? And yeah, Soriano, he's strong for welterweight, though. I'll say that. He's strong for welterweight, and I'm pretty sure he's going to end takedown there. He's going to go to this wrestling, and he has good, decent ground and pound, right? Decent top control. And Ramiz is going to go for front choke. So I think he's going to get takedown. He's going to have success with them. And he's going to go for like double leg, single leg, and stuff like that. So he's going to be in danger to get submitted. But if he doesn't get submitted, I think he's going to be winning the wrestling in the minute, right? On the feet, that's where I really need to tape it and trying to understand, because I know Ramiz is improving. I know Ramiz's jab is getting better and everything, right? But Soriano hit harder of the two. I'm pretty confident in that. I think he's the better moment winner when it's in the striking. Maybe minute for minute and can be competitive, but that's the part of the fight where I'm not sure and I need to tape, right? Because top of my head, without tape, I think Soriano is the better striker with more power, but I'm not confident in that. So if that's the case, then for me, he has to be the side in the matchup, right? If you think he wins the striking, even if it's close, if I think that he can get takedowns in top time, right? And he's been proven in one fight over 15 minutes, Remise has not. So yeah, there's going to be a danger for Remise to get that submission, that front choke every round. So that's the concern. But I don't know what you guys think, but I think Remi's submission is pretty, I don't know what's the price, but it can be a better way to play this money line. I don't think he's going to knock out Puna, honestly. But yeah, I think Narco, you have a good read on this one, if I'm not mistaken. So go ahead, bro. What you got?
No, I didn't play this one. I do lean Soriano here, just because I do think he's going to have a power advantage. I do think he's the stronger guy of the two, and like I get Remise is improving his striking a little bit. I just think he does like this thing where I hate with a lot of like guys that he tries to look a lot better than what he is on the feet, like moving a lot, doing all this movement and shit, but he just doesn't throw a lot of volume. So I'm like, bro, like cut down the fucking movement and just throw your shots instead of, you know, constantly moving your feet and moving your head, but you're not doing shit. And he does a lot of that. Now, on the other hand, you got Soriano that is definitely the better wrestler of the two. The problem is he doesn't fucking do shit when he gets on top. Like he's laying on top of you. He's using his head well, you know, to control people, but like that's not going to work against Brahimaj. Like he's a good grappler. So it worked against Veretennikov, right? But like Veretennikov is not a good grappler. So I don't think that's going to work here. You need to throw some ground and pound. You need to like at least threaten your guy on bottom with something. And that's just something that he doesn't do very often. So, you know, you look at the Baeza fight, you look at the Veretennikov fight, and he's fucking not doing anything. And it's annoying. He's throwing these little strikes. So I can't really trust him to like do much on top, which is the reason why I didn't play him, honestly, because I do think he's the better minute winner of these two guys, just because he can use his wrestling. And on the feet, honestly, I think he's a little bit better than Brahimaj. I think he has more power. He's got some decent kicks as well. So, yeah, I mean, it's a close fight, like just like the line indicates. It's hard for me to play Brahimaj because I kind of lean like he's sub or bust, to be honest. Like, I don't think he wins a lot of minutes here. And like you said, Puna does stick his head in there, dude. Like that guillotine against Veretennikov, he almost got him in round 3. Like if that was Brahimaj, he's gonna get finished.
Yeah,
that's the thing. And if he does that again, yeah, it's very possible to get finished. So yeah, it's just stay away from me. I'm not very high on both guys, to be honest. Like, yeah, Brahimaj has a couple of good wins, but like I don't know if they're that good. Like I don't think Vanderford is that good, to be honest. I really don't.
No, he's like high rolling his way into the UFC too. Coming off an impressive win.
And then he beat Billy Goff, and then he beat Mickey Gall, and it's like, I don't know about those wins. But I will say he's at VFS. He's probably getting better looks. He's probably improving a little bit. And he's still fairly young, right? He's like, what, 30, 31?
Something like
that. Oh, he's 33, actually. I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're both 33 years old. Actually, Puna's a younger guy by like a week.
Yeah, it's a pass for me. If I had to take one, I'd probably take a shot on the dog plus whatever 110.
Yeah.
What do you think about, like, do you think Puna decision is more likely than KO? Because Remise is pretty tough.
I do, 100%.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think
Remise is very, very tough.
Very, very tough. I also agree. Yeah.
Do you remember the Griffin fight where his ear was falling off?
Yeah. Crazy one. Oh yeah, he's a dog dude, man.
That's what I'm saying. He's a dog, so I don't know.
I think if Puna avoid that front choke, he's probably gonna win. But this fight, you know what it reminded me of? That fucking fight last week with the guy that got guillotined, Muin Gafara versus
your favorite fight, right?
Yeah, I think he's gonna give him a lot of opportunity to get that fucking front choke, and he's gonna get it eventually. That's
kind of what I'm seeing too. That's kind of why I made the bet.
But if he doesn't get it though, like, he might lose. That's the thing. So I don't know.
His takedown defense is very iffy, Remise. That's the thing. Like, he's okay with being on his back. Yeah. That's the problem. Like, he's a jiu-jitsu guy. So he's like, yeah, take me down. I'll try to sub you, right? So against a good wrestler like Puna, maybe like you try to pull guillotine like that, he could take you down and like go to side control or whatever. So
I kind of think the sweeps are there for Brahimaj too, though. I saw him doing that in some of his fights. I mean, it looks pretty good.
Could potentially sweep Puna. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Soriano's like jiu-jitsu is not good.
I think it's going to come down to the later fight. Like after that over 1.5 mark, we'll see whose gas tank is holding up better, who's going to make smarter decisions, especially going into 3. So I think the fight's relatively fairly lined.
Well, that's a good thing to say because I didn't even mention that, but that's kind of smart. Like cardio wise, Soriano gets tired late, man. Like he's just fucking gassed he was gassed in the Baeza fight by not doing anything. Like literally on top of Baeza.
Same with the Vernatenikov fight. He was tired from just holding him down, and Vernatenikov wasn't even trying to get up, and he got tired doing it. So it's like
I'm gonna say one thing. I just looked at this. I haven't looked at it all week, but honestly, this over 2.5 is crazy price.
What is it priced at?
It's plus 165. That's a crazy price to me.
Yeah, it's fading Rami's sub basically, right? Like
Rami's sub is plus 170 also. So it's like that's like not a great price.
Yeah, that's a crazy price then. Plus 160. If Rami's sub is 170, why the fuck is over 2.5 plus 165?
Yeah. Huh. I don't know.
That's a weird line. I mean, I just looked at that and I'm like, what the fuck is this line?
Yeah, because we don't see a knockout away or another, and Soriano's
not really.
I mean, no, I don't think either guy's getting a knockout here.
Soriano hits hard, but like I don't think he's knocking out. Brahimaj has a very good chin.
Yeah, and then Soriano is not
6-1 also.
Yeah, I guess I'll have a look at that over but again, we're gonna have
scary. It could get scary.
Get and put his head in bad spot. That's
but I mean, honestly, now that I looked at this, I'm probably gonna play it just because I mean,
if you don't think you're gonna get committed, then it's very good, very very.
By
good.
the way, Bet Online has over 2.5 165, and fight goes at plus 165. So guys,
I think that's because
at the end of round 3, they're both gassed and no one's getting a finish. They're just gonna be laying on top of each other.
Yeah, I think people play the under because the under was like minus 150, minus 160. So that's why it got smashed.
Honestly, if you like under, that means I think Brahimaj is better play.
Yeah, I tend to agree. Brahimaj had his ear bit off, but he wasn't looking for a way out. No, he's a tough Albanian guy. Over is a good look. I don't mind it. Definitely. Pre-scam Temba, new mythical fighter. What was that Temba pre or post scams? That was pre-scams, I think. Vernatenikov, not a good guy to look at. Yeah, that shit was crazy. Island, but pick Ramirez decision. Puna survives but loses. I mean, decision at plus 6-1 is kind of crazy too in a pick'em fight. I don't know. All depends on how you look at it. This fight could play out in plenty of different ways. Another girl fight here. We got Nora Cornhole versus Jocelyn Edwards, La Pantera. Jocelyn Edwards 16-6. Nora Cornhole 9-3. These women right here minus 300 on Edwards, plus 250 on Cornhole. I'm gonna have you go first, Narco, since Java ain't here. I mean, Cornhole's what, 38 years old or 36 years old, and Edwards is now 3-fight win streak, all finishes. I mean, kind of writing on the wall, no?
Yeah, I mean, this is a rematch, and I don't know if you remember Cornhole robbed Edwards in France, which is something that happens a lot with French fighters that fight in their hometown or home country. But I mean, we saw Cornhole. Like, if Jocelyn's smart, just take this girl down. Like last fight, Carol Hossa like just took her down, and Cornhole had like zero answers off her back. She's terrible off her back. The only thing I will say is that scares me about Jocelyn Edwards. It really does. She gets reversed so fucking much on top. I have no idea how or why. She gets reversed a lot, man, in a lot of fights. Like, go look at her UFC stats. It's crazy the amount of reversals that happen to this girl. So I do a little bit like question her fight IQ sometimes. Like, she tries to jump the back, do things like making mistakes where she ends up on bottom. That's pretty much what happened in a Cornell fight, which is possibly why they gave her the win. I don't know. But I do think Edwards is better everywhere, honestly. I think she's a better striker. I think she's a better grappler. The only thing is the first fight, if you go back and watch it, Edwards didn't want to strike in that fight. I don't know why. Like, I don't know if she didn't feel comfortable.
I think her striking was just worse at that time also. I think her striking is more
important. Yeah. She definitely got better over the years, for sure. I agree with you. But it just seemed like she didn't want to strike in that particular fight, right? She just went to the grappling a lot. So I don't know. Like, I think she wins pretty easy. But the only thing I don't like with Edwards is her fight IQ is a little bit shaky.
Yeah, she got a bunch of takedowns in the first fight too. I don't see why she wouldn't get more here. I don't think, like you said, Nora's takedown defense didn't improve in the Hossa fight at all. So should be pretty straightforward. What do you think, Drav?
Yeah, someone's listening to Narco. Someone just hit that over in the Soriano fight. It didn't move much, but it moved a little bit. I just seen it right.
They already hit it. Oh my god!
It didn't move much, but it moved like 165 to 162. So someone definitely hit it.
Hysterical.
All right, guys, I'm going to bet it before it moves anymore.
Yeah, so this fight, I do agree with Narco. Like, I think Edward is better everywhere, but the big point for me here is I think since they first fought, Edwards has improved a lot, and I think Cornell has not improved at all. That's the biggest thing for me here. Cornell is getting older, showing no improvements, and Edwards is entering a prime, showing improvements from fight to fight. So I think Edwards gonna win. I think she's alive to finish this fight this time around. She had some opportunity with the submission the first fight, and I think she got better because, yes, it was close, but I think she should have won clearly. And watching that fight back, like if she does one or two less mistakes, she win that fight dominantly. So I think in a rematch like that, she knows what she needs to do to just adjust a little bit and look dominant, maybe even finish. And on the side of Cornell, I don't know what she like. I think she needs a knockout. Like, I think she needs to knock her out, which could happen, but she needs multiple big moments or a knockout. So I don't think it's super likely. I think Edwards better minute winner, big grappling upside, submission upside, and even Cornell, she can be hurt on the feet and she's slowed down. So I think Edwards gonna get takedowns again here. Maybe get a submission this time around. I'm not too sure, but decision is more likely, obviously. But she finished her last 3 fights. I know it's not against good competition, but you can see what you want about Cachoeira, but knocking her out on the feet like Edwards did, it's not easy to do. So Edwards for me here.
All right. They want to do the feet rating. Yeah, this is one we could definitely pass on. Trust me. Nothing good, a French person, and then I don't know. They can just tell they got gross feet. I think the way they sub her at ground pound was
because she's tough. She's tough. I remember, Peg, you're shitting on French fighter not being tough, and you had like the GTD in the Cornell versus Rosa fight or something, right? And you were sweating your ass. I remember.
I think it was that one.
I'm like, now you need to give her some credit. Right? A French girl and she's surviving. You said, like, I'm never going to say this on air or something. I do remember that. Yeah, she's a tough girl. We can't take that away from her.
Yeah, I think it was the over. Draw, would you let Edwards sit on your face?
I mean,
would you let her submit you for?
She got her fat ass, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, would smash Edwards. All right, interesting. Next fight. Let's see. We got Draw. We have our favorite fighter fighting next. We have Luis Gurule versus Alden Coria. Coria is 11-3. Gurule 10-2. Odds on these two gentlemen, you can get Alden minus 270. You get Gurule plus 230. Drav, I'm gonna have you go first here, man. I think this is an easy fight for Coria. What do you think?
Yeah, it's one of the fights that I have not taped yet, and I think Coria is pretty good. Good boxing, good takedown defense is improving. For training with Joshua Van, I think it's his main training partner.
I'll tell you, there's no need to tape it because this is an easy fight for Coria.
I've heard some people talking that the dog is live here, and without tape, I think Gurule is going to compete until he gets hurt. That's the feeling I'm getting because his shin is not the best. He can be hurt, and Coria boxing is pretty good, and he can crack, right? But if it doesn't hurt him, then pretty sure it's going to be competitive. But Yeah, I've not tipped it yet, but I'll leave the mic to Narco since he actually cashed big on Coria, I think, as a big underdog in his debut. So you have a good read on this guy, Narco. So tell us about it.
Yeah, I mean, I played him as a plus 350 dog. I had one unit on him against Costa, and for me, it was like I like Coria. I know both of these guys really well from Fury. I do a lot of tape on the regional stuff, so I know both of these guys really well. And I will tell you guys, if you go back to their Fury days, let's say 3-4 years ago, in this same matchup, Gurule would be minus 300, minus 400, just because of like how they looked like in Fury, right? But now fast forward to today, and we got Alden Coria, right? He's a big favorite. I like Alden Coria. I think he's got good striking. I think he's got good defensive wrestling. He's competent with his jiu-jitsu. So he's kind of like well-rounded, good everywhere. He's pretty fast on the feet. Very good, very good striking, man. In and out, very good striking. But I don't know if you remember this, Drop, but I was telling you this. The problem for Alden Coria is, if you watch over his career, in all three of his losses, all three of those guys, they all pressured him front foot, backed him up, made him feel uncomfortable, mixed in grappling with him. And those guys, all three of them wore on him. And if you see, one of them finished him in round 3. So Coria he does not have a bad gas tank. He has a good gas tank. His gas tank is actually pretty good. But when you put pressure on him and you mix in grappling, he does tend to slow down a lot later in fights. And Gurule is a front foot fighter, like, for the most part. Like, yes, the last fight, for whatever reason, I don't know what the fuck he was doing against Aguilar, but Aguilar stormed him right away in round 1, like threw a bunch of shit at him. He lost round 1. He came back and won round 2, and then he got dropped early in round 3 with a jab. And that's my main concern with Gurule, is his chin seems to be going a little bit. This guy was known to be very, very tough on Fury, like just marching you down and just taking whatever you gave him. And then he would land his shots, grapple you, and eventually finish a lot of those guys. So I don't know about his chin anymore, but honestly, like, looking at this fight, I think it's very competitive, man. I really do think it's competitive. I do think that the bigger moments could go to Coria, and like, if Gurule just sits on the outside, I think he's going to get picked apart. He's going to get picked apart, probably finished even from the outside, because Coria is a way better striker than him. He's got much better footwork. He's got way faster hands. And so in that sense, he will get finished. But if Gurule fights a smart fight, pushes a pace, front foot, mixes in grappling, because he is the better wrestler of these two guys, I think he can win a decision here, honestly. So I like Gurule at this price, honestly. I think Coria is a little bit, I think there's a lot of recency bias, honestly, in this price tag. I really do. Because again, if you look at a guy like the last guy he lost to, Alden Coria, I know him really, really well. And Gurule fought that same guy, Alberto Trujillo. He's a front foot fighter with no power in his hands, but he throws a lot of volume and he mixes in wrestling. And Gurule is kind of similar archetype, man. The only thing with Trujillo is he's much more durable than Gurule from what I've seen now. So, yeah, I mean, I like Gurule. I do think Coria probably wins, but at this price tag, I like Gurule.
Yeah, I think I tend to agree with you if it goes like there is a path for Gurule, but I think that he's too hittable and Coria is going to knock him out. I think that his hype is at a higher clip than we see Lewis fighting a smart, fight. As a guy who's been on Gurule versus against Jesus Aguilar, I was again with him the fight before that. And I think we've seen 2 in a row with Ode Osbourne. That's what it was. I think Drava was on Ode that fight, and I was on Gurule. But time and time again, like, chin lets him down in the first one. Obviously, Ode hits hard. We're going to talk about him in a bit. Jesus, I just am never impressed with him. I just think he just somehow finds Weasel's ways to win fights, and Lewis let him do that. So I don't know. This guy Coria, he keeps getting better. He's in a good camp where they're all doing the right thing. His boxing's a lot cleaner. I think Lewis is too hittable for him. I think Coria finds a knockout at some point. What do you think, Joff?
I already broke it down.
Oh, okay. Perfect. Aguilar, basic. We know that. Coria, He's not saying it was outright. He said the value of current odds.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's super chinny. So this guy's asking questions. I'm trying to figure out. UFC definitely likes Narco's take. He was asking, where was that? $4.50 a unit. How does he win? I guess he's
Hey,
asking,
Maker, who's the question from? Because you're asking a lot of questions. You're saying
how much should we bet on Coria? I'm assuming he's saying.
KO. If Peg answer to you, he's gonna say put the bank.
Yeah, I would say. I mean, if one unit is 450 and he's what minus 270. I mean, listen, what you could do is just I parlayed him with Judice, and I did a 3-way parlay actually. I parlayed him with Judice, and I parlayed him with who's my other leg there? Oh, Yater DelValle. Do DelValle and Periera parlay. That's how you do it. You put one unit on it, and that unit's probably coming back to you. That's what I would say. Minus EV, probably not. Will it hit? Definitely. So that's how we'll put it.
Peg is just mushing all the bets that people have already.
Mushing all the favorites, asking for trouble parlay. That's the way we do it. Yeah, see, I knew that minus 800 was going in a parlay. I put her in at like 560, I think, though. I definitely did not play at 700.
You did your job.
Yep, exactly. Clear round 2. Yeah, probably 2 or 3 if I were to guess. Yada year in a parlay versus Zaddy Levitt. Yeah, I know he's zesty. He's definitely zesty, but I just don't think he's that good of a fighter anymore, to be honest. Or not of this caliber. He beats guys that are bad at MMA. Next fight here, Job, you're going to be going first. This is your free bet of the week. We have, let me share this. We got Osbourne versus Alibi Idarius. Kazakhstan guy, 10-1 versus 13-9, Osbourne. Odds on these two gentlemen, I think this one's like a straight up pick 'em. It's plus 105 for Ode, minus 125 for Alibi. Draw your free pick. You go first.
Yeah, people love to shit on Ode, obviously, because he has a lot of losses. He can gas. He can be dominant on the ground and stuff like that, right? So people kind of like to bet against him. But honestly, he has very good tools. Like, he's a very fast and powerful striker. He's big and strong for the weight class, and he's very dangerous. So especially early on in the fight, you cannot make too many mistakes against Ode Osbourne. And even Steve Erceg, who's a former title challenger, who went 25 minutes toe-to-toe with Pantoja. Ode Osbourne put him on his ass, and he almost knocked him out, right? And it was in a 50-50 fight with him after that, right? Steve Erceg had a lot of issues getting takedown in that fight. I don't think his wrestling is all that good, Steve Erceg, but I think his grappling and his BJJ is way better than a guy like Idris, right? And Ode, I know he was in some sketchy position, but he was able to defend and to survive, right? So, yeah, I think he has good training partner, and he has good people to train with to improve his game, training with Sterling, with Drew Cooper, with the pad, with the striking. So he's definitely having good camp, right? And now he's not getting any younger, and he can slow down, right? The way I look into this fight is Idris, he's a decent fighter, right? He's a decent striker in his own right. Pretty cool knee, good pressure when he has you backing up against the fence. What I don't like about this guy is he spin too much, way too many spinning attack. Everything he do, he spin again. And also, he drop his hands a lot, and he's very hittable, especially in the pocket. So you cannot do that against Ode, right? I just think you can't do that. He's just too fast, too explosive. And if you drop your hands too much and you spin too much, he's going to catch you with something big. And I think he's going to hurt him. I think he's going to put him down, all right? Then is he going to knock him out, or is Idris going to survive? I'm not too sure. I kind of think he's going to put him on his ass and knock him out. But if he does not, I favor him outright in round 1. So I think he's going to win round 1 or finish in round 1, right? After that, I do think Idris has the better cardio of the two, and he has some grappling upside. But honestly, his wrestling is not that great. Like, it's body lock takedown, trip takedowns against the fence, but it's a double leg, single leg, and he's going to have issues shooting like a straight takedowns against the middle of the cage against Ode, because Ode is good at defending those. And Ode, it's not like when he's fresh, he's not easy to take down and submit, right? It's more easy to do when he gets tired, like at the end of round 2 and in round 3. But I don't think Idris is that guy, honestly. I don't think he is. He has not shown me anything in the UFC level yet. I know it was Morales, but he got fucking smoked against Morales, right? He got hurt in that fight as well. So I think Ode can hurt him. And I think Idris is way better when he can pressure and establish his game. But when he's the one getting pressure and when he cannot being the one being the bully, he struggles. So I think that's what Ode needs to do here. Is he going to do it over 15 minutes? Probably not, right? I think Idris, as the fight goes, he's probably going to be winning late. But I've seen him slow down as well in fights, right? When things are not going his way. So, yeah, man. So, again, I think Ode should be a favorite here. I think it should be a slight favorite around -125. More UFC experience, faster striker, knockout upside. I favor him to win round 1. And then, yeah, obviously round 3 is probably going to be a bit sketchy. But, yeah, I don't think he's going to get finished. I don't think Idris BJJ and submission skills is all that good. So, yeah, we'll see. Market very high on this guy for some reason. He was a big favorite in his debut. Now he was priced at a decent favorite against Ode here again. Most people are favorite against Ode. But if you look at his losses, a lot of them are very good losses outside of the Lazy Boy fight. Like he almost knocked him out and he ended up losing. But most of his losses, like Steve Erceg, Asu Amabayev, and guys like that, right? When he gets bully and grapple fuck, like people are way better than Idris when they do that to him. So yeah, I think Ode is the side here, and I don't agree with this line. I play +125. That's what I posted on Twitter. But honestly, like at +105, +110, I think it's still value. But yeah, it's a tough click because he's hard to trust and he has his issues. But as an underdog, I think that he's the side.
So this is the first perfectly fits into my system where it's a close line fight, striker versus grappler, and one guy isn't good at grappling. And 9 times out of 10, I bet the grappler. So I'm on the other side here. I think Ode, the only time we've seen him beat on a fight, if ever it was boxing or kickboxing or whatever it was, Ode's beating a lot of fighters. But when it comes to the striking or the grappling, he's just not there. He's proved it time and time again. Fights he's won. If you go back to the Lazy Boy fight, winning that fight knocks him down instead of trying to let him stand back up or ground and pound, dives into his guard, gets reversed, top time, backpack 2-3, right up the way for Lazy Boy. Cracks Erceg. Erceg gets hurt, shoots for a takedown, gets the takedown. I don't know, man. I can't trust a guy who's going against a grappler and one of
What do you line? What would you line Steve Erceg versus Idris?
I mean, crazy favorite.
Yeah, I think Erceg would smoke him.
Yeah, 100%. But I think also Erceg, outside of getting cracked once, probably like beat up Ode pretty good.
No, Erceg had a lot of issues on the feet against Steve Erceg. He had a lot of issues with his speed. He needed to grapple. He had no success with the striking early on. So, but yeah, anyway, we'll see. I think this guy spin too much. He's too hittable. I think Ode is going to catch him, put him on his ass.
Do you think he finished? Do you think he finds the finish, though? You think he finds the finish or just puts him on his ass? Two different things.
My prediction is him to knock him out. But yeah, he can win a decision as well. Like, again, he's going to win round 1. He's going to hurt him. Then he can win 2 out of the 3 rounds. But yeah, I think it's going to be a KO. But it's hard to predict KO at flyweight, but I think he's going to get him.
Yeah, man. Fucking Osbourne. I had him +400 last time against Erceg, and
goddamn,
he was very close to finishing him in round 1, man. He hurt Erceg very, very bad.
That was so close, man. He was sore.
Yeah, I mean, I can't hate the bet. The thing with Osbourne is, though, I do think he has fucking terrible fight IQ, man. Like, really fucking bad.
Yeah.
Even in the Lazy Boy fight, I don't know if you guys remember, he was winning round 3. And then he worked up off a takedown and he went for a fucking takedown himself. And then Ronaldo got on top of him and won the fight that way. I'm like, bro, this guy's fight IQ is terrible. But the problem is Alibi has fucking just a similar fucking fight IQ. The guy's spinning like 20 times a fight, every fight. Like, bro,
it's a room temperature fight IQ fight.
So this is honestly, I think whoever has the better fight IQ here is going to win, because if Alibi doesn't do all the spinning bullshit and mixes in wrestling, I think he has a very good path to win, because I do think when there's a lot of grappling, Osbourne does slow down a lot. You know, he that fast twitch muscly, striking goes away later in the fight. And Alibi does grapple a lot. If you look at the contender, the Ultimate Fighter fight against Yakubov, he shot like 10 takedowns in that fight. You look at his regional fights, he's shooting a lot of takedowns. Now, the Morales, like, he was just outmatched in the grappling, man. It wasn't even close. On the feet, I favor Osbourne in a huge way. I think Osbourne's actually a really, really good striker, man. Like, very, very good. And I think his first level takedown defense is actually pretty good. I think when people chain stuff against him is when they get him down, right? Like, that's when they get him down. I honestly, I don't know which way to go on this fight because I do think it's close. Osbourne has like much better experience, and Alibi we saw like in his first fight just kind of, but like I still think Osbourne has a lot of deficiencies in the grappling when he grappled a lot. He really does. And
he trained with Asu as well, right? Alibi.
Yeah, and that's the other thing.
Right.
I wanted to mention that. Yeah, he definitely trains a lot with Asu. Alibi does. You see it in a lot of his IG. And that's a guy that obviously ragdolled as Osbourne in their fight. So, you know, maybe he tells him, hey, listen, you just try to continue grappling this guy until you get him down. That would be the game plan. But again, this guy doesn't have great fight IQ. Osbourne doesn't have great fight IQ. Gun to my head, I probably go with the dog just because I do think both guys have bad fight IQ. I do favor Osbourne with the striking in a big way, and he's got more UFC experience. So, and one more thing, it's a big cage. I think the big cage definitely helps Osbourne here.
Good point, yeah.
Susan's an athlete in comparison. Daz, what's happening, brother? Thanks for joining us. Great fight. Osbourne is made tough and no IQ, cardio, or grappling. Urseg has better takedown defense, cardio, and gets up better than Oda. Yeah, that's for sure. I can trademark that system. Help me figure out a name for it. I'll trademark it. The bet also has to hit this week. That too. Peg the Pirate. What's happening, boy? Lou Betty's rule. That is his red flag. Fighter, their topology pick with 2 belts. Never a good look. Ode should crack him. I mean, for everyone thinking that, what's Ode by KO? Rob, you got any idea?
I'm going to tell you right now.
Plus 315.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on Bet Online, so maybe it's going to get like plus 350, plus 375 on commercial. But yeah, it's decent.
All right. Next fight. I think this is. Are we on the main card? No, this is the prelim main event for the prelims. Chidi Njokuani versus Carlos Leal. Carlos Leal's 22-7. Chidi 25-11. Odds in these two gentlemen, you can get Carlos Leal minus 120. Chidi is plus 100. I love all these close pick'em fights. Narco, I'm gonna have you go first here. Is Chidi gonna find? Is Carlos Leal's chin gone, or is this a buy low spot on Leal? We've seen crazy line movement. Chidi goes from plus 155 to pick'em. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't think it's buy low spot, honestly, because I do think Njokuani is like miles better in the striking against this guy. Like, Leal counts on his durability and like the forward pressure and just being a madman. Yeah. That kind of stuff is going to get you really hurt against Chidi, right? Like he's going to snipe you coming in like that. So that's one. Two, if you go back to watch the Sarabusi fight, which is kind of a similar archetype in the length and the height, you know, the reach and all that, like Chidi, right? A guy that wants the Muay Thai strike. He's definitely not as lethal.
He couldn't find the distance. He couldn't get inside.
Exactly. Now, in that fight, if you watch it, Leal tried to grapple a lot in both fights. He tried to go to wrestling. He didn't have a ton of success. He got him down a couple of times, but a lot of it played on the fence in the clinch. And if you look at Sarabusi, he's not very good in the clinch. Chidi is going to absolutely destroy you in the clinch, man. He's going to give you knees, elbows, and like Leal can't hang out in the clinch there. Like, if you're going to go for a takedown, just shoot to the legs or something, because if you just hang out with a body lock in the clinch, he's going to give you like 20 knees to the body. Like, it's just nasty there. So I do see a path for Leal in the sense that if he just comes like a zombie forward pressure, mixes in takedowns, gets Chidi tired potentially later, I do see that path for him. But I think more likely than not, I think Chidi's going to land big shots on this guy, bro. Like, he is just there to be hit. Even if you watch the Morono fight, right? He's just coming forward like a madman, hands down, throwing big shots. And Morono's like throwing back, but really doesn't have a lot of power. But like, you can't be fighting like that. That's the thing. Like, against a guy like Chidi, you're going to get knocked out. So, yeah, I tend to favor Chidi here. I didn't play him. Honestly, the line's gone. Like, there's so many people that got good prices on Chidi. It's almost pick 'em now. So, I could see a path for Leal, honestly, like pressure, pace, mixing in takedowns, because he does tend to grapple. He did against Sadabusi, at least. So, and Chidi does have good takedown defense initial. The only problem with Chidi is as he gets tired, if he gets flattened out, he kind of is probably going to
gives up. He quits.
He's going to get stuck there. That's the other thing too that you just mentioned is I don't even know if it's quitting. I think he just mentally checks out when things are not going his way. So he does have an issue there. For me, it's a pass fight, but gun to my head here, I'd go with Njokuani as a dog.
So I tend to lean the other way just because of the reason we said. I always like to think Hunger Dogs run faster, right? And that's kind of my thought process here with Leal. I think Leal as a fighter is a dog. Chidi, if thing goes his way, he's a great hammer. He's a terrible nail. And Leal has a chance to make him a nail here. You get that going, and it's pretty straightforward. I do worry about the knees and the clinch work of Chidi. That's obviously a problem here. I haven't bet anything yet, but I think at this price, it's Leal or pass. I mean, guys who got plus 160, plus 150 on Chidi, you did your job. You got the good bet, but I think all the juice is pretty much squeezed out of Chidi at this rate. Although he looks like he's on juice. I'm not sure if you guys saw his like most recent Instagram photo.
Yeah, and I think Narco actually posted the big one.
Dude, he turned back the clock. Like whatever peptides he's on, I want peptides because that's what everyone's on now. It's the new grind. What do you think, Drav?
Yeah, everybody's talking about that line movement, and I'll suspect it is. I might be a part of it. I play Chidi pretty big at plus 155. I just think the line was pretty crazy. I think he should be a favorite. Again, not a big favorite, but like Narco, I pick him outright. I pick him outright, and I think he's going to get a knockout here. Like, it can be a decision, don't get me wrong, but I think he's going to catch him. And I have a feeling that I know exactly what he's going to catch him with. And Leal, the way he pressure, like Narco said, like he's very reckless, right? And he get hit. He always trusts his chin and his durability. Chidi loves these knee up the middle when guys trying to pressure him. And he's nasty with them. I think he's going to catch him with the big knee up the middle and he's going to put him on his ass. Also, Leal always using that constant pressure and his durability as a weapon. But now he's coming back after his first knockout loss. How that's going to work for him now here, right? There's going to be two things. He might be more hesitant. That's the first possibility. And you guys know better than me, but if he's more hesitant here and he's trying to kickbox at distance with Chidi, he's going to get destroyed. It's not even going to be close. Like the kicking game on Chidi is way better than Leal. So he needs to pressure. And to pressure, he's going to need to put himself in danger. And I think he might be a bit worried about the power and everything, right? So what I think he's going to do, and I think he's going to grapple. I think he's going to shoot takedowns like he did against one of the Sadibusi fight. The difference in the Sadibusi fight and Chidi is, first of all, Chidi is a better BJJ guy than Sadibusi, right? Chidi, I know he's not like the best grappler, but he's a black belt. And Sadibusi was able to reverse Carlos Leal when Carlos Leal got on top of him. I don't think that was a good look. I really don't think so. And on one of the failed takedown attempt of Carlos Leal, Sadibusi ended up on top, so twice in that fight. And I don't think he's a good grappler. I really don't think so. Now, maybe you can say he has better footwork and better takedown defense than Chidi. This I can agree with, right? But also, like Narco said, Chidi is way better and way more dangerous in the clinch than Sadibusi. And in that fight, Leal was stuck in the clinch for way too long. If that happened here, he's going to get hit with those big knees in the body, big elbow on top, right? And Leal, I know people are saying, oh, he's going to break Chidi, he's going to make him gas and everything. If Leal fail on his takedowns and get hit with big knees to the body and get hit with some big shot, he has slowed down himself on the regional. He's not like a cardio machine. Look at that picture of his. You know, he's a guy that cut a lot of weight himself, right? It's not an easy weight cut. So I think on failed takedown attempts, and if you have a guy that's going because against Sadibusi, he had a lot of issues tracking him down and closing the distance. That's why he needed to shoot takedowns. Sadibusi is not as dangerous as Chidi on the feet to make him pay. He hit him with some big counters. I think here, Chidi is going to hit him with the same big counters, but with way, way more power. And after that last knockout loss, maybe his durability is not as good anymore. That's one thing. But even if it is, he can still knock him out, right? He can still hurt him and everything, right? So I think he's better at distance. I think he's more dangerous. I think he's the better striker. I think he's the bigger, taller, longer striker. And yeah, I think his takedown defense is not bad against the fence. And when they're going to be against the fence, he's going to be winning the clinch. And in the decision rate, if you look at the record in decision, Chidi does actually pretty good in decision, right? So yeah, I think Leal needs takedown here, or he needs to come back and break him. But that's not something I want to lay on someone that's just getting brutally knocked out. You don't know how he's going to fight after that. Like I said, A is going to be more hesitant, and B is going to fight the same, right? I think he's going to grapple, and I think he's going to get tired, and I think he's going to get... When he did shoot a couple of those sloppy takedowns against Sadibusi, I think if he does that against Chidi, and he's going to come right on up the middle, and that's going to be night. Chidi bang bang, baby. Yeah, I think even at plus 105, I understand it's not as pretty, but I still think it's value against. I think it should be around minus 125. So yeah, I had to hit that plus 155, and I tip it to my guys in the odd choppers. That's why you got to be in the odd choppers, that you get those good line, and it's not fake fix. It's not a fight fixing when you have a big movement like that. But I thought that line was wrong, and I thought it should be closer to pick him because it is very volatile. Don't get me wrong. Like Carlos Leal can pressure him and break him and knock him out, but you know, I think it's going to cause him a lot of issues. And Peg, I'll be waiting for that Carlos Leal ticket in the group.
Eventually, it'll come eventually. He's got to keep watching this line. Yeah, but this is a good time for you. I'll cut you guys both a promo right now. Join these guys' paid services. You got 9 straight weeks of fights, right? So now's the time to buy. If there's any time, it's right now. So find them below. Like, comment, subscribe on this video here. Chidi decision. Leal stands.
Yeah, I don't understand why it's 7-1 Chidi decision. It's pretty
that's
crazy.
A little crazy.
He's like 9-2 the decision.
And with the counters, this is the most back knee I've ever seen. That one was crazy. Sadie Boosie. But yeah, so Drav, everyone likes your take. Drav, the line mover.
Yeah, it was not only me. I think other people hit it same time as me, maybe. But yeah, me and my guys were definitely part of it. We moved it like plus 155 to plus 130, and then I think someone hit it again.
Okay, Leal says. All right. Let's get into the main card now, guys. Thanks for joining us. Zach Reese, Michel Periera, 31-14 versus 10-2. Odds in these two gentlemen, you can get Michel Periera at minus 145. You get Zach Reese at plus 125. Drav, I'm going to have you go first here. Tell me why I shouldn't bet the under 1.5 in this fight, where we got a flaky guy in Michel and a terrible fighter in Zach Reese.
Yeah, I don't have a good read on this one, honestly. I actually talked with Narco about this fight. I don't know what to think, because on one end, if you tell me Michel Periera is going to show up, like, I don't know, 80% of what he was,
he destroys him.
He's going to smoke him. Like, that's not even going to be close, right? He's going to smoke him. I'm looking in this fight, and I'm looking into it, and I'm like, is Zach Reese better than Michel Periera? Anything? Like, he's not. Like, he's not. So, no. But he's probably hungry at this point, right? He probably wants to win a bit more, and he has some power, and he's a bit dangerous early on. I don't think like he's the most dangerous guys in the world, but your boy Kyle Dawkins, let's be real, he doesn't have that much power. He catch him with a big shot. That was a clean one, but you know, to get knocked out like that, I don't think that was a good look. I think his confidence of Periera, since the fluffy fight, is not the same. And it's not even the fluffy fight, honestly. To me, it's really the Abus Magomedov fight. I think that was a very bad look, the way he fought in that fight. And then after that, obviously, his last fight, not a good look. But yeah, I think Zach Reese is going to either bunk him or probably look stupid. I think that's going to be one of the two. And I like the under as well, but I have some pause because I can see easily this fight being like a fucking boring fight that go the distance when both of these guys get tired. Yeah, Zach Reese can be hurt too, man. He's been hurt by that bum, Jackson McVeigh, who's a very low-level fighter. So, yeah, it got to be Periera or pass for me, or maybe the under, Because if Periera is washed and cooked, he's probably going to get finished in round 1. And if he's not, you should run this guy over in round 1. So the under, I like pick him. I think it's probably good. I think the under is under 1.5 is better than like fight doesn't go or anything like that, because if there's not a finish under 1.5, I think this fight's gonna go longer. So Periera probably round 1 knockout, but again, I don't have the strongest read on this one. I think it's kind of a tricky fight to break down, because you have to, if you're like, I don't think he's completely cooked, I think you still have some in him, like minus 145, it can end up being the bet of the card. So he's the side for me, but it is a hard click personally, I think.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Are you counting the millions in your bank account?
Yes, exactly. No, what I'm counting is how many times that Reese has gone under, and I haven't even looked at how many times Michelle Pereira's went under. So if you think about this under, right, for 1.5, Zach Reese getting a sub or a KO, or Michelle throws the fight, he covers the under 1.5. Michelle knocks out Zach Reese or subs him because he's better than him everywhere.
I think the under is good, honestly.
I think the under is a great bet. Like, it's one of those bets that looks so free and so easy. It's going to go over and be like a sloppy decision, like you said, because it just looks.
Yeah, exactly.
It's one of those bets that's so free to look at under 1.5. It has it written all over it. To be honest, I saw a tweet the other day of Michelle Pereira playing video games on the internet. Like,
I think it was Ajive that posted.
Yeah, so who knows where this guy's head's at? I mean, I bet him against a boost. It was a terrible bet. And then obviously you guys know my max bet on Kyle Dawkins plus 250.
It was not a max bet.
When he was, I said it was going to be minus 150 and one touched him. Some people know Hungry Dogs.
Yeah, that was one of your best cash. If only you went harder on it. It was a good one.
But yeah, I don't know. For me, I think this is under a pass. I love the under here, to be honest. What do you think, Narco?
Yeah, I love Michelle Pereira here, man. Like, there's levels to fighting, and Zach Reese is a bum, bro. Like, all respect to him, he's a fighter, he's a UFC fighter, but he's a terrible fighter, man. Like, he doesn't have good striking. He's got terrible defense. He literally sticks his fucking chin up in the air when he's throwing, and honestly, he has a terrible chin, man. Like, how do you get knocked out? Tell me, how many times have you seen a knockout when a guy is in full guard in the UFC? That's what happened. He got knocked out cold by Bakoyev in full guard from punches. Like, how does that happen, bro? Like, and then he gets knocked out with while he has a triangle by a slam from Brundage. Like, the guy just doesn't have a chin. He doesn't have defense. His grappling, his takedown defense is god awful. And he's like playing jujitsu off his back, right? So, is he dangerous? I think the most dangerous aspect of his entire game, honestly, is his kicks and his knees. That's it. I don't think he has a lot of power in his hands, to be honest. Like, me watching him, like, Periera has a very, very good chin. Did he get knocked out last time? Sure. Dawkins, it's a bad look. But if you look at the shot that Dawkins landed, Dawkins is a southpaw. And when you throw a check right hook from the southpaw position, the guy that's orthodox is not seeing that fucking punch coming, and Periera never saw that punch coming, and it caught him, and he dropped him. It's not like he was out when he dropped him. It was the follow-up elbows that killed him. Those elbows were nasty, dude. Like, they were nasty. Anybody will knock you out if that happens. The Abus Magomedov fight, I have no idea what happened. Like, he just didn't fight, dude. He didn't fight in that fight. But, like, here's my thing. What kind of level is Abus Magomedov compared to Zach Reese? That's the thing. Like, Abus Magomedov is like 5 levels above this guy in everything, right? So it's like, okay, he lost him. He looked terrible. He got knocked out. But even Dawkins would style on Reese. He's better everywhere than Reese. And that's the thing. Like, Reese is bad, dude. He almost got finished by Jackson McVeigh last time. He's a weenie. He's not physical. Because Jackson McVeigh was literally out-physicaling this guy easily in round 1, right? He rocked him with the elbow, and it's like, this guy's not physical at all. He's not, like, Pereira's better everywhere. Listen, he's got better jiu-jitsu. He's got better wrestling. He's the better striker. It's like, how can I not play him at minus 145, like, or 140? Like, I have to play him. Like, if he doesn't do anything, then whatever. I lose the bet. That's fine. But I would be mad at myself when I look at tape and I see one guy is literally better than everything than Zach Reese and not playing. So I like Periera here in a big way, dude. Like I think he knocks him out. Your under is probably good because I think he's gonna chin him in round 1.
Yeah, I mean it's a level, like you said, it's a levels thing. If this fight were 1 round, Abus would have gone to win the belt after being Strickland. If he's managed by Jason House, what is it about? Is Michelle an Iridium sports management fighter? I don't know. Periera hasn't looked the same since Periera fight. Michelle round 2 finish. Regionally sizably.
Oh, that's the other thing I did want to mention.
Mm-hmm.
Zach Reese, if you go back and watch Todorovic fight, who's a terrible fighter, by the way, Todorovic gets knocked out by everybody. It was a 50-50 fight. Like literally 50-50. And he's fighting like, 50-50 fights with guys like that. It's like, man, that's like, even if Periera shows up like 50%, he's going to fucking beat Zach Reese.
Yeah, that's what worried me because I think that's where I'm trying to figure out where someone messaged that in the chat here. They're like, why would you not bet the under 1.5? Go here, there it is. Why not bet the under 1.5? Watch the Dusko Reese fight because he couldn't finish Dusko.
Yeah, but Dusko grappled a lot to his credit.
Yeah, he did.
Grappled a lot. So I don't know if Periera is gonna really. I haven't seen him really grappling. For some reason, I feel like would have to go back years to see Periera grapple.
Yeah, I feel like I was on the under for that fight for some.
I will tell you, if you watch his IG, he said he's grappling a lot, blah blah. They're wrestling a lot. All this I'm sorry, not IG. His interview in Portuguese, he's saying he's wrestling a lot. He's doing it, but I honestly doubt he wrestles. I don't think he wrestles.
I mean, watching him spar with that Sean Strickland recently too. He's sparring with Strickland, right? So he's still in the gym. It's not like he's not doing anything, just taking fights for paychecks. But yeah. Next fight, Jacoby Smith, late notice against Josiah Harrell. Harrell's 11-0 versus 11-0 in Jacoby Smith. Odds on these two gentlemen, we have Harrell plus 205, Jacoby Smith minus 240. I think it's a shame we were robbed of Co versus Smith. I was so excited. That was probably one of my favorite fights on this card. It's a shame we lost it. Narco, I'm going to have you go first here, man. I mean, do you think Smith... Who loses? Whose O has to go?
I mean, bro, don't sleep on this fight. I will tell you, do not sleep on this fight. This is actually a really good fight, in my opinion. Josiah Harrell is a good anti-grappler. He's a great get-up game, very good cardio, super athletic. I mean, this guy wrestled football, all this other shit, in high school. So he's an athletic freak. And he's one of those guys, like if you look at him, he's built like a tank, man, like short, stocky, right? And if Jacoby Smith had any inkling of fucking cardio and he had good cardio, I would say, you know what? This is easy, Jacoby. The guy's cardio is awful, man. Like,
bad luck with Nico Price.
Every fight that's extended, go to his regional fights. Yep. Every fight that's extended, he's gassed. And against a guy like Harrell, who anti-grapples, who gets up right away, who makes you work a ton, you're going to gas. And Josiah Harrell against his last opponent, that guy is an extremely good grappler. He's a guy that's from VFS. He grapples with Bilal all the time. He's like a Mektabek Orlabai, that guy. Exact same fighting style as Orlabai. Same structure, same everything. And he got Harrell down early. And he pushed the grappling and pushed it, and Harrell kept making him work. Get up, switch. He ended up on top, and Harrell eventually gassed him out and finished him. And honestly, I could see the same shit happening to Jacoby Smith here in this fight. So I'm going with the underdog, boys. I think the underdog is gonna get a finish here. Not only win, I think he's gonna finish Jacoby Smith in rounds 2 or 3.
I was going to say my take on this one is why not just wait for a Harrell live line? That's kind of my thought.
It is the best. It is the best bet. But I was talking to Drabi on this. I played something pre because I thought the line was too big. But yes, it's much better to get in live. Correct.
That's kind of my thought process is get in live, let Jacoby beat him up a little bit. Line's going to inflate because I think Smith's going to run away with it. Just throw, half the unit on him plus 400 at the end of round 1. Because after that, who knows how the fight goes if he makes it that far. That's my thoughts. What do you think, Joff?
Yeah, it's the other fight I've not taped on the card, so I don't know Harrell, honestly, but I know Narco is doing his research. So if you like the underdog, I'll have a look for sure.
Okay, we got a dog shout out and a finish. She's called by finish too.
Narco is pretty good with these debutants making their debut even on short notice. So
yeah,
I'll have a look for sure.
Champ agrees with me with the live bet look. Hoping for the muscle hamster.
Yeah, he has a very cool story. I heard his story.
Yeah, he's a cool dude.
Yeah. You know, this guy was supposed to fight Jack Della in Australia on short notice.
Yeah,
I heard that.
And then he ended up with this brain thing that he had to do brain surgery on. And like, if you go listen to his interview and listen to the guy, he's very, very smart. He's very collected, calm. I love like listening to him because he fights the way he speaks. He's very calm in the cage. That's why his cardio is so good in these scrambling and stuff. So he's got a really good interview that he just did. I don't know, like a day ago.
Yeah, I think I kind of agree here with what Tim is saying. I mean, there's a chance that,
yeah, I mean, Jacoby Smith, we can say what you want, but he's very good in round one, man. Like he's a very good fighter.
He said, like you said, live market. People probably all thinking the same.
Yeah, and
thing.
like someone else said, it's not like he dead gas after 4 minutes, Smith, but like after 6-7 minutes, you're gonna see him slow down. Like even against Nico Price, he was slowing down, and that fight that he won a decision on the regional, I remember he was slowing down too. I need to rewatch it, but I remember top of my head there were some sketchy moments.
Yeah, but see, the thing is with the Nico Price fight, I get like, but Nico Price offered zero resistance in that. Why are you gassing? What was the reason he gassed there? Like, I don't get it. Like, Nico Price is like shot to bits, bro. Like, he just got knocked out with fucking 20 seconds. Like, why are you gassing? And that's the thing. I think when guys make Jacoby Smith work, he gasses, bro. He does. And I think Josiah Harrell is a perfect guy to make him work. Yeah, can Jacoby Smith potentially knock him out early? Yeah, of course he can. I'm not going to say he can't. He's a better wrestler for sure, but he's got all that muscle mass, and I think that harms him a little bit, you know?
Okay, you're muted.
I was muted there. All right, next fight. Definitely an interesting one. We got the Eastern Bloc boys, Sergey Spivak versus Ante Delija. Ante Delija, 26-7. Sergey Spivak, 17-6. Odds on these two gentlemen. Sergey's plus 125. Ante Delija, minus 145. I'm going to go first here. I'm all over Ante Delija here. Why? I think he's a good grappler. I think he's got the better boxing. I think he's got the better power. He pushes a pace. He's mean, he's vicious, and those are the things you need to beat Sergey Spivak. Sergey Spivak, really good hammer, terrible nail, doesn't like getting pressured. When Ante pushes the pace and boxes him up, it's not going to look easy. I think Ante finishes him inside of one round, but even if he doesn't, I think he wins the second round pretty handedly. Third round, anyone's cardio is questionable. I think Sergey Spivak is high rolling his loss to Costa, but even then, I think that was a bad fight for Costa. I don't think that was a good fight for Spivak, and I was on Spivak there. So I don't know. I just think this is a terrible matchup for Spivak. I think the UFC is doing Ante a favor here after the bullshit that got pulled in his last fight. So I played Ante minus 170. I'm getting reversed, which is a good sign in my world because whenever I get reversed, I win, and whenever I get CLV, I lose. So I'll take it here. It means I'm probably square, but I like Ante big here. What do you think, Droff?
Yeah, it's one of the fight I've taped the most on the entire card and don't have a bet on it. But I guess, Peg, I have a question for you. You say Delija is a good grappler. What does he look like off his back?
Okay, that's a good question. He doesn't look great off his back, but I think with the camp he's coming from, I could assume it's only improved. That's how I'll leave that. For a question. I don't think it even gets there. That's the thing is I don't think it gets there.
Yeah, maybe it doesn't. But I think if it does get there, I think Spivak can have a lot of success personally because I don't think he's good off his back.
No.
And I guess I'm not gonna break this one down in deep because I can talk about it for a long time, but I don't have the strongest read on who's gonna win. But the main thing I'm gonna say is most people this week talk about how Spivak quit when there's adversity, when like he has no dog in him, that he gets finished all the time and all that talk, right? But if you look into Delija tape in the PFL days, and a lot of times, right? Like he's been knocked out 4 times in round 1. It's actually the same time as Spivak has been knocked out in the UFC, though, not on the regional. And the thing I've noticed with Delija is he has bad body reaction and body language in general when he get hit. When he's on the ground and people ground and pound him, he doesn't react the best. And when he get hurt on the feet, he finds the door sometimes. I've seen it a couple times. I've seen some fights where he dig deep, like the fight that went further 5 round against Bruno. But man, like his wrestling is not like, I don't think his wrestling offense is all that good. I think his defense is decent, but Spivak is going to clinch him, right? And I've seen Delija lose a lot of minutes in the clinch in fights. So I think that Spivak's going to win the clinch. And I think from the clinch, he can get him with like his judo takedowns and stuff like that. And on the feet, I think it's probably a bit closer than what people might think, honestly, because yes, Delija can pressure him, land big power shot, and nuke him, right? That's very possible. But I feel like people are only seeing this part of the fight and not the rest. Like if he doesn't bonk him in round 1, right? What does the fight look like? I think it's a very close fight that probably go the distance with a lot of wrestling, with a lot of clinching, that I think will favor Spivak over the 15 minutes. But yeah, Spivak, honestly, I think his head is all over the place with fighting and everything. I don't really want to bet him, and I don't really trust him. But I think he looked good in the striking against Waldo. So, and he took Waldo best punches fine in that fight. Delija, I know it was all controversy in that fight, but when he got hit with that big right hand from Waldo, he fell over and the fight was over. So I think they can both be hurt. I think they both have suspect chin. And yeah, I think that Spivak as an underdog is probably the side. But I'm debating the GTD in that fight because, again, like another fight we talked earlier in the card, if there's a finish early, I can see it for sure, especially Delija round 1 knockout. But if he doesn't get it, I feel like it turns into a sloppy heavyweight fight that goes 15 minutes with a lot of grappling, a lot of clinching, and it's dog or pass for me. I lean Spivak, but yeah, I bet him he's gonna get fucking nuke in 60 seconds. So I don't want to bet it. I have a good feeling about it.
Yeah, is he still at Aspinall BJJ? I'm not sure if that matters, just because Aspinall's not there anymore. He's doing the whole eye thing. What do you think, Narco?
Yeah, man, I want nothing to do with this fight. Fuck this. Like, anti-Delija, I had him last time. So frustrating to lose that bet against Costa. At least, at the minimum, it should have been like whatever. Like, okay, no contest. I don't lose my bet. But to think you won, the funny part is I thought I won. I'm like all pumped up, right? Then I'm like, hey, what's going on? Oh, okay. Eye poke. All right, it's gonna be no contest. Oh, wait, they're starting it over again. Fucking 20 seconds later, he gets nuked. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? I went from winning, like literally the books cashed a bet and then retook him back. And then made it a loss, which is, it was the craziest thing I've ever seen. I don't know how they started the fight, but they did. And I kind of agree with Dravi. Everybody and their mothers is on Delija on this fight. Like, I have not heard one person on Spivak, which is kind of crazy to me. Because, I mean, I like Delija. I think he's good. I bet him against Costa because I thought he can mix in the wrestling there. I thought that, he can pressure and throw volume on him, stuff like that. But, like, I don't really think he can. Like, if anybody gets a takedown, it's probably Spivak, in my opinion, here. And on the feet, like, Delija has more power. I agree with that for sure. I don't really like his technical striking, man. He's kind of wild on it. Look at the sequence against Acosta on the fence. Like, it's just wild fucking haymakers. He's trying to kill him. And listen, and maybe he can kill Spivak. We've seen Spivak killed before, but that's the other thing. Like, Delija is not young. What is he, 35 or 36?
Yeah, he's 36. And
he's 36, and he's coming off a knockout loss, and it's
35 and a half,
And historically, if you look at this guy, like the Valentin Moldavsky fight, He didn't get knocked out in that fight. He got hurt, actually. He like pulled his groin or something. He just couldn't fight anymore, and he just kind of gave up, right?
Yeah.
And then previously to Tybura, again, he was injured. He's never really been knocked out outside of the Capoloza fight. And if people know Bruno Capoloza, he hits like a truck.
So yeah, makes sense.
That's like forgiven, right? So historically, he's had a really, really good chin. And then now last fight, he got knocked out. So that's a little bit of a concern as well. So for me, it's like I'm passing on this fight. I want nothing to do with this fight. I don't really like Spivak as well. He's not like listen, I bet him against Costa. I should have won. I lost. I bet Delija against Costa. They gave me a win. They took it away. I lost. So you know what? Fuck both of these guys. I don't want nothing to do with this fight.
Yeah, I hear you. They're asking what happened with your channel. Did something happen?
It's up. I put up my breakdown video is live now on YouTube. So you.
What did you get banned or something?
No, they had banned one of my videos for bullshit, and I'm back on there.
YouTube doing YouTube things. I get it.
Yeah, episode 4 is out. Street Smart Picks. If you want to go watch it, it's on my channel.
There you go, guys. That's where to find them. Dan 50K Ige versus Mezelik Costa, the Dalmatian. 25-7 versus Melky Costa. 25-7.
I was laughing at that nickname.
19-10. I mean, he kind of looks like a Dalmatian. It's kind of funny. I don't know why he changed it. Melky -220. Dan Ige +185. Drav, we talked earlier today. I can't believe we're in a world where Dan Ige is +190 to Melky Costa in a UFC fight. Tell me, what do you think's going on here?
Yeah, honestly, I think this line is close to accurate. I know it's not going to be a popular take this week. No people that like the Dan Ige side as an underdog, and I can understand why. But I think Costa around -200, -220. I think it's fair because the career trajectory on these guys are very, very different. We have a guy in Costa who's actually been improving, looking better fight to fight. And we have a guy in Ige that I think he just had one of his worst performances in his last fight. He didn't look as interested anymore, and that was a very winnable fight for him. The thing with Ige is he's always been very durable and relying on his power, but he's never been a good minute winner, right? It's never been the case for him. And here, I think Costa is actually a pretty good minute winner in general, and I think his kick's going to be the main difference. I think he's going to have a lot of success, and I think the fact that it's in the big cage heavily favor him with his style, with his movement, with his footwork, right? So, yeah, because of that, I think he's going to be winning the minute. And also, if anyone has grappling upside, I think that's going to be him. So I give him grappling upside. I think he's more likely to win minute. I think he has better kicks. He's younger. But yeah, with Ige, he's always liable to catch you. He has power, and Costa in the pocket, he can be a bit hittable. And he can slow down in round 3 as well. So I can see like Dan Ige getting a comeback knockout victory or something. But I think he needs like multiple big moments to win a decision, which I don't think he will get them. Or he probably needs a knockout, which again, I don't think he gets. So to me here, I think it's a Costa decision. The price is not good for it, but yeah, it's like -117 best price on the Bet Rivers. I think it's decent. You can either go like Costa decision over 2.5 if you don't want to pick a side, fading a Dan Ige KO. Like I guess Costa can catch him with a big head kick or something. But yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. I think Costa is gonna win at least 2 out of the 3 rounds.
Yeah, so I'm going with I actually love this comment. Explain this one, Dravi. Your boy getting butchered by Costa last fight.
Yeah, that was out. That was hard to watch, but honestly, like if they rematch 10 times, how likely is that to actually happen?
I don't know. I bet him there too, unfortunately.
Yeah, that was like a 5% outcome. Him head kicking Shaya. I think that was crazy. Nobody that were calling and predicting this fight were expecting that to happen. Like that was a crazy outcome. Shout out to him. That was impressive because Shire is very durable and he has a very good chin. So that's the thing here is like if you catch Dan Ige with a head kick and knock him out, like that's possible. But again, how likely is it? Probably less than 10%, like a big head kick knockout.
I'm taking Dan Ige here for my prediction. I think this line's a little too wide. I think Dan Ige has the punching power to do it. I think Melky, everyone's betting Melky because he's on a 5-fight win streak. I mean, questionable. Like, I was going through this earlier today with someone. Shailen Nurbecki, okay. Andre Feely, weirdest submission ever. C-Rod, okay, life and death fight there. Julian Erosa, okay. Morgan Charrier, 5% win, like Drav just said. Dan Ige, right? His losses. Pitbull, didn't look like a good fight. Solo volume. Ige looked gun shy. Wasn't a great look, which is my concern. Woodson, we had the KO bet there, Drav. I think we both did. Lerone Murphy lost. Diego Lopez lost. Calvin Cater. Andre Philly knockout. Like, Dan loses against good fighters, beats bad fighters. Not saying Costa is bad, but this line's got to be closer for me personally. I'd probably make it like plus 130 maybe for Dan Ige, if not better. But I was trying to get spread of the week on Dan Ige, and it's minus 170, which is kind of gross for plus 3.5, so I'm not going to touch it. I like it. This prop right here is what Piezo's talking about. Dan Ige finish only minus 115. I don't think anyone's getting a finish here. If they do, I think it's Dan Ige knocking out Costa. We've seen Costa hurt before, so yeah. I think I like that's my favorite bet for this. What do you think, Narco?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with you. I lean Ige at these prices. Like plus 185 is kind of crazy. I've tried to fade this guy. Honestly, like if Charrier fights Costa again, I would like be running to the bank to bet Charrier again. Like, yeah, I just don't think that outcome happens very often. It happened in that particular fight. Fine. But I would bet Charrier yet again against this guy. The thing with Costa is he's so reliant on his kicking game, you know, like he needs his kicks to win fights. And Ige, the one thing that I don't like of late is like he tries to sit on the outside. He's not pressuring a lot of times. Like he needs to pressure Costa. He needs to get in boxing range, not kicking range. Because if he is in kicking range, he's just going to get kicked over and over again. Like that's what Costa's going to do. He's really good at that. So I think this is all dependent on how Ige fights. Like, yes, it's a big cage. It's not as easy. But I still think if Ige fights smart, because Ige has good footwork. If he fights smart and pressures really hard, I think the fight is very, very winnable for him. But again, he's not doing that a lot. Like, even in the Ferreira fight, like, Ferreira, like, getting you down 5 fucking times, like, Pitbull doesn't grapple against anybody anymore. So it's like, it was a head scratcher that he got him down that many times. And, you know, the Woodson fight, I disagree with that. Like, yes, he got a late finish, but all 3 judges had a 2-0 Ige. Like, I didn't watch that. That wasn't the fight I watched.
That was bullshit.
It was bullshit. It was literally bullshit that they all had him 2-0. So he hasn't looked good for the past 4 fights, in my opinion. Like, maybe the Murphy fight, he looked the best, I would say, because it was very, very competitive. But yeah, I mean, I'm not a big believer, honestly, in Mel Costa. I really am not. Like, he's really relying on his kicking game. You know, C-Rod fight was almost 50-50 type of fight, you know. Like, I don't know. Even honestly, what's Erosa fight? Erosa was cooking him in round 3. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Oh, yeah.
If it wasn't for the head kick that wobbled Erosa in round 2, because there was a head kick that wobbled him there, he wins round 2, and he just wins that fight. But he got wobbled with a head kick in round 2 against Mel, and he loses the fight because of that. So I don't really think Mel is that good, to be honest. I know people love this guy, but I don't think he's that great. You know, I really don't. And like, Ige could win this fight. I don't have a bet on this fight, but I don't know. I don't know what to make of Ige of late. That's the only thing. Like Dravi said, the trajectory, like the one guy's on 6-fight winning streak. The other guy's like losing to kind of a washed Pitbull, to be honest. That's not the best version of Pitbull either.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Weird stuff. All right, guys. Co-main event of the evening. Uros Medic versus Jeff Hands of Steel Neal. 16-7 versus 12-3. Odds in these 2 gentlemen. Uros Medic plus 175. Jeff Neal minus 205. How did Uros Medic land himself in a co-main event? Right? Like, that's my thought process here. It's like, I get he's entertaining. I get he's flashy. I get he's always a first-round finisher. But, like, how?
Can I tell you how?
Go ahead.
Because Jeff Neal is a hometown guy, and they want a highlight finish from Jeff Neal.
And I think it's going to happen, and that's why I have a big bet on Jeff Neal minus 180. I think this is talk about levels of up and down in competition. We're talking about a guy in Jeff Neal loses to Prates, Gary, and Rachmanov. Top 5 in the division. Uros Medic is the definition of a glass cannon. Great kickboxer, flashy stuff, comes at your neck. But guess what? When hands of steel touch that chin, he's going to sleep. I think this is a spot where I think Jeff Neal could look minus 300, minus 400 here. I think this is, for me, I just don't even get it. I just don't even get it. So what do you think, Drav? Any different? Am I crazy for thinking that? Because I just think this is just a crazy spot.
I think he should be a decent sized favorite as well. It's just I know he just got knocked out, but the durability gap between these two fighters is pretty gigantic. You watch Medic against, lower level of competition, he's getting hurt almost every fight. And Neal always had a very good chin. So yeah, it's concerning he's coming back after that knockout loss against Prates, but it's a spinning fucking back fist like that. Like obviously that can happen to anyone. Like, so it was spinning back elbow, right?
Elbow,
so
yeah.
That was a crazy knockout, but he was actually competing very well against Prates. He competed very well against Ian Gary, and he competed well against Shavkat Rachmanov, right?
His boxing is nasty.
Yeah, it is nasty. It's very fast, southpaw stances. What I've noticed with Jeff Neal is like he's always like a good boxer, big power and everything, right? But when he extends his combination, that's where he gets people. And when he's going to extend on Medic, when Medic is like back up against the fence, he's going to get him. He's going to hurt him. He's going to put him on his ass. And he's going to knock him out. I think it's going to be in round 1. Medic is good with these knees, with even those kicks. He's pretty fast. He's dangerous himself. So it's possible he catch him. But I think it's a level fight, honestly. Like if you look like the guy that Neal's been fighting and you look Medic, like Salikov was very old. Urbina dropped him. That was a terrible look, man.
Yeah.
Soriano knocked him out cold in 30 seconds. Like, I mean, bro. Tim Means, old and washed. Orbai finish him. Summers-Berger drop him, hurt him bad. Omar Morales, who was a former featherweight, older and guy, and Turner smash him. So yeah, I think Medic is a fun fighter to watch. He's dangerous, and he can finish guys, obviously. But man, the step up in competition here against a dangerous boxer with the power of this and the speed of Jeff Neal against a guy that's getting dropped like Medic. I don't want to overthink this. I think he's going to put him on his ass and knock him out in round 1.
What do you think, Narco? Any different?
I mean, I went into deep tape study on this one, and I came out and I'm like, what the fuck is this line?
Yeah.
Minus 180? What is going on? Like, I'll be honest with you. I wanted to get really reckless with my betting on this fight on Jeff Neal, just because I think this line's like completely off, man. Like, the only thing that scared me is that last knockout, right? He took a nasty elbow to the dome and it knocked him out. But man, like you watch Uros Medic, and the exact things that Neal does very well, Medic is horrible against. Every time this dude gets knocked down, it's a straight shot right down the pipe. Urbina dropped him with it. Summelsberger dropped him actually twice in round 1 with it. Soriano threw a left hook into a straight right hand, dropped him with it, and then finished him. Like straight punches, this guy's like allergic to straight punches. He doesn't see them. And Jeff Neal has the nastiest straight punch in the game. Like that nasty straight left hand comes right down the pipe. And like the other thing with Medic is he's constantly going back in a straight line, dropping his hands, chin goes up in the air. Like all the terrible things that Jeff Neal is going to just absolutely take advantage of, right? The other thing is like usually Uros Medic has like the better footwork. He has the better hands. That's not the case in this fight. Jeff Neal has the better footwork. Jeff Neal has the better hands in this fight, right? The one other thing to note, very important, when Uros Medic faces another southpaw, he's fucking lost. He doesn't know how to fight southpaws because his body kicks get taken away. His head kick gets taken away. and he's fighting another southpaw here. So all these things combined, and then you guys already mentioned level of competition. You know, look at the Jeff Neal versus the Rakhmonov fight, right?
Yeah.
Jeff Neal took a lot of damage in that fight. But you know what happened in round 3? He dropped Rakhmonov in round 3. So people forget a lot of these things. Like Jeff Neal's a dog, man. Like he is the, and then add in the fact that I don't know if you guys listened to his interview about you know the drug abuse, and
he's sober now.
He's sober now, bro. 5 years of like 3 to 4 times a week. This guy's getting high and fucking drunk. And we're not talking about high and as in weed. We're talking about other shit, you know?
Yeah, the real shit.
So Jeff Neal, like in Houston, there's a reason why they made him the co-main event in Houston, right? Look at the killers this guy's been facing, right? They finally, you know what he said in his interview? I sent it to Dravi. He goes, I thank the UFC for putting me on this card and giving me Uros Medic. He actually asked for Uros Medic on this fight. He asked for this guy. So I don't know. Like maybe I'm an idiot. Maybe I'm looking too much into this. But if you watch tape, man, if you look at these two guys, like why should Neal be anything less than like minus 280 or even 300?
That's what I said. 300, 400 for me.
Like, Medic is KO or bust here, in my opinion. That's it. He's not winning minutes in the striking. He's going to either knock out Neal early or he's going to absolutely get wrecked. So, and then people talk about, you know, Jeff Neal just got knocked out, nasty knockout. Well, he's way more durable than Medic. Medic is being knocked out left, right, and center. So it's like, okay, he's still the more durable guy, in my opinion. Yeah. So, yeah, Medic has good striking. You guys mentioned it. Kickboxing, he's good. But against who? Gilbert Urbina? You know, it's like, and then 42-year-old Salikov, like, those are not impressive to me. No. What happens when this guy fights a guy like Rakhmonov or Gary? He's just going to get murdered. You know what I'm saying? It's not competitive.
The thing is, you never see it because he would never make it there, you know?
Exactly. So it's a huge step up for one guy, huge step down for the other guy. This line's just off, man. Yeah. I think by fight time, you're going to see close to like 270 here.
It's cruising right now. Last I checked, it was like 215, I think. Now it's 215, 205, 215. It was minus 180 last night. So yeah, I don't know. I agree. So yeah, he's from Austin, but either way, he's a Texas Roadhouse guy. We know that. Thanks for joining us, Nolan. We appreciate it. Key is a huge Medic guy, and I think
I asked him die. He doesn't like Medic here. He think he's probably going to lose, but he's probably going to be rooting for him. That's his boy. So
Serbia needs a main event. Yeah, that's going to be Ante Delija is going to be there. he'll be headlining that one. Don't worry about it. I think he managed winning by knockout. Everyone's saying Salikov was going to smoke Medic too, and look what happened. All right, we're not going to compare Neal to Salikov, are we? Like this is not where we're going at 10:45 at night. All right, main event time, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. We appreciate you all joining us. We do this for free every week. We make you guys a ton of money. Just keep tailing. All right, Anthony.
We have 90 people watching live. Only 39 likes. Come on, boys, give us some like. Yeah, we have a good guest for you guys going live, breaking these fight downs in deep. Giving some good bets and everything, and we're going to be breaking down the main event. So at least we need to get to 50, 60 likes, because some of you guys asked me for a cycle parlay at the end of the podcast. We're going to do it, no problem, but give us some like. Yeah, there you go. You're going to make Drav beg on the internet for likes. This is disgusting. This is a disgusting thing to do to such a victim young man who's losing weight at a rapid rate. You're going to make him. I'm just doing my job. All right, let's get into this, guys. Main event: Fluffy versus Sean Strickland. Interesting fight. Battle of cardios. One guy is a pressure striker. The other guy's a pressure grappler. Narco, you're our guest. I'm gonna let you go first. How do you think this fight goes? Yeah, I mean, trajectory wise, right? It's all Fluffy. Sean Strickland. He's been already at the top, right? He was a champion. He's fought the best of the best. He has good attributes, right? Like he's a good defensive grappler. He has jiu-jitsu. He's got great cardio. His striking is good. So he's got really, really good attributes. But when I watched
a lot of tape on this, and one thing that stuck out to me a lot is Sean is not the same fighter fighting backwards as he is fighting on the front foot, right? When he's on the front foot, he teeps, he uses his jab really well, and he just pressures guys, right? Eventually breaks them with that pace pressure. I haven't seen Fluffy Hernandez on the back foot against anybody,
Nope.
you know? So that's going to be the main issue. Like, when you're on the back foot, you cannot throw those front kicks. You cannot throw those teeps well, right? They're not easy to throw when you're backing up, right? And then the other part is when you're the one backing up, you're the one that's going to get more tired than the guy that's on the front foot, right? So Sean is used to the opposite, right? He's used to it on the front foot. He's used to breaking guys down, and then they tire out, right? The other thing is, like, Sean hasn't really faced anybody that's grappled him heavy. Nobody has really grappled him heavy. So, yes, the DDP land takedown, sure, but DDP's whole game is not grappling. He likes to throw big shots, being awkward, but he mixed in the grappling. Anthony Hernandez, honestly, is very underrated in the striking. I'm going to say this. I think it's competitive on the feet, to be honest. I don't think it's one-sided at all. So I know people have this image of like Fluffy being really bad on the feet or whatever. I think he actually has good Muay Thai striking. He's actually a good striker. His issue is to the body, he's not very good. He gets hurt to the body. He's got a great chin. I will say that. The other thing for Strickland is I don't think he has the power to scare Fluffy. Like you look at these guys that Fluffy has faced and that he's been hurt against, guys like Roman Kopylov or a guy even like Michel Periera, they're way more explosive. They're way scarier with their striking, right? They can knock him out with a head kick or a big punch. Like Strickland is flat-footed throwing fucking arm punches. Those are not going to get it done against Fluffy. So I think Fluffy is going to compete well on the feet early. I think he's going to mix in takedowns. I think he's going to be on the front foot, which is very, very important. If I'm live betting this fight and I see Fluffy on the back foot, I will bet Sean Strickland because I think that's Strickland's game. He's going to win that fight if he's on the back foot because it's harder to wrestle. It's going to get him tired. So if that happens, which I don't think happens, I've never seen Fluffy on the back foot. Never. So I have seen Sean on the back foot against DDP. So I think it happens again. I like Fluffy here. I know everybody thinks decision, and man, I won't be surprised if he breaks Sean Strickland late, man. I really won't, because we haven't seen Sean Strickland versus this type of archetype fighter, a chain wrestler that will continue to wrestle and has better cardio. I will say this right now. He has better cardio than Sean Strickland. So, yeah, I mean, I like Fluffy here. I'm not running to bet 300 now. You know, the line's juiced up, what, 270, 300?
Yeah. Yep.
I got him in much earlier on the prediction markets. It was really low. I hit him there, but yeah, I like Fluffy here, man. I think the front foot is a big thing in this fight.
Okay, Draw, what are you thinking here?
Yeah, I was thinking pre-tape that I might like Strickland, honestly, because, you know, decent takedown defense, good cardio, durable, tough guy, good striking, good jab. That's kind of the thing you need against Fluffy, right, on first look. But after looking more into it, like, Fluffy's going to get multiple takedowns. I think Sean actually has very good get-up game, so I'm not sure Fluffy's going to have an easy time holding him down, but he doesn't really need to. He's going to strike, get takedowns, and I think that's going to score rounds and score points. I personally don't see a finish here. Like, it could happen, but I think if there's a finish, it's probably like Fluffy round 4, round 5 or something, right? That can be live. But I think Sean is tough enough and he has enough good gas tank to survive. And I don't think Fluffy's submission ability is all that great, honestly, if you're not tired. So I don't think he's going to knock out Strickland either. So, yeah, I don't see a finish here. I think it's a Fluffy decision. But I think Strickland's going to compete. I don't think he's going to get like 50-45 or finish badly like some of these other guys Fluffy beat. It's a fight to see how good Fluffy really is. I think that's going to showcase that. And, yeah, I'm interested to see who's going to fight next. Maybe a DDP or something like that. I don't know. But, yeah, former champ. If he gets a win here, he's probably 1 win away from a title shot. What do you guys think, Fluffy versus Hamza? How that fight will go?
Hamzat.
Yeah, but like, do you think he knock him out or?
For sure. I think so.
It's kind of hard for me to think about this fight because I think Hamzat like probably dominated him early, like kind of Rodolfo Vieira did. But if he slowed down a bit, Fluffy late, he can maybe, I don't know.
I don't think
interested to see it.
I don't think he's going to slow down because Hamzat's going to he's going to be grappling Fluffy. Fluffy's not going to be grappling Hamzat. That's a story. Then, yeah, he could gas out Hamzat, but Hamzat's going to be one grappling him, setting the pace, not taking the pace. That's how I think, at least.
Yeah, I agree. Hamzat's wrestling is too good, man. Like, this guy's wrestling is good for MMA, but not against that type of level of wrestling. Like, Hamzat is just different, man. He's an animal. He's a freaking animal.
The way he held down DDP was crazy.
Like nothing. Like
nothing. What? It wasn't even tired at the end of the fight. Wasn't even tired after that.
No.
So,
I mean, he could have probably went for a finish more. But I think he might have not wanted to gas himself out because he knows DDP is still dangerous.
Yeah.
So he's probably like, I don't want to gas out trying to finish this guy. So I'll just kind of hold him for the most part.
Yeah, I took the fight goes to distance. I think it was pick up -110. I just don't see how this fight really ends. I think Fluffy doesn't really have the hands to finish on Strickland. Maybe a sub late. I know we've talked in the past about Strickland being subbed by Hamzat multiple times when they've wrestled together. So who knows? Maybe there's a gap there, but I doubt it. Strickland doesn't really finish anyone, can't finish his lunch. So I don't think he's finishing Fluffy Hernandez here. So I don't know. I think over is pretty safe. Trying to find spread of the week. I was thinking Sean Strickland because they're giving out +9.5, which means he just has to win one round of this fight to cash that. I think it happens. Like, I really do. But Champ just made a pretty good point up here. I don't know where it went. It's somewhere in the comments about 10-8s. He can. Yeah, here you go. Here's the spread. I don't trust the Strickland spread bets because Fluffy 100% live you at 10-8s late. Yeah, there's a possibility that happens. But, I mean, that means you got to break Sean Strickland. I don't know. I'll post it on Twitter on Thursday. What are we going to do? You want to do a cycle parlay?
Yeah, people ask for it. The only thing is the props are not out everywhere for them. So we kind of need to do it on the main card if you guys want to do it like on Rivers or something.
All right. What's for KO? Let's just do I'll take Jeff Neal by KO.
All right. I'll take Fluffy decision.
Okay. Narco.
Okay, what am I doing here?
We're gonna do a cycle. So I am taking Fluffy decision. Peg is taking Jeff Neal KO. So you need the submission prop, but the best scenario will be.
Is it only in the main card? You're saying?
Yeah, but if you can find one, tell us one on the prelim and when we'll
add it later.
Open up. Yeah, we're gonna post it. But.
Yeah, I mean on the prelims. Oh, actually, I do like a submission on the prelims. Actually, I think Jocelyn Edwards is very live to finish via submission in that fight.
Oh, wow. That would be very juicy.
I like that.
It's like 750 on Ben.
I mean, she was very close in round 3 against that last
she
time.
Was.
So, and she's improved, right?
You might get it early this time. My only worry is the ground and pound could be there too.
Yeah.
But all right, so we did Neal KO. We said Fluffy decision.
Yeah.
And then Edwards sub. Do you have odds in that draw or no?
No, I have odds for a Fluffy decision and Neal KO. It's +355. So if you add a 750 on that, it's going to be
a KO individually. What was it?
KO is -134 and Fluffy decision is +160.
That's -134 for Neal by KO still seems fine, to be honest with me. I think that's like guys, it's crazy. All right. That's the show, guys. Narco, where can these guys find you? What do you got going on lately?
Yeah, they can find me at NarcoCop on Twitter, NarcoCopMMA on YouTube and Rumble. Actually, if you guys are on Rumble, I'm also there.
Okay.
I just put out my video for Street Smart Picks episode 4. It's on both Rumble and YouTube. So yeah, I would appreciate if you guys just go over there, like, subscribe, whatever. If you haven't, then I really appreciate that. And thank you for having me on.
You got it, man. You got it. Absolutely. Guys, like, comment, and subscribe. You can find us on our Discord. Join it. We talk bets. I give out my picks there. We talk fights, everything like that. It's going to be linked below. Drop all the links below. Please like, comment, subscribe. Drav, he has an odd shopper. Now's the time to buy. 9 straight weeks of fights starting this Saturday. He's going to give you a deal. If you're subscribed, send a picture of the subscription to him. He'll hook you up in some way. Any difference, Drav? Anything to add?
No, I'm good with that. Thanks for coming, Narco, and good luck this week, boys. And yeah, let's crush it. We'll be back next week.
All right, guys. Peace.